The Dale, Paul wasn't a considered a partner at first. Well, he wasn't for my Dad's Voice podcast at first. He wasn't really a partner in that because he's not a dad. So I wasn't really thinking about him for that. Awesome, that gives me another heart. But when I was thinking about doing the Retro Rewind podcast, he definitely was. It was mainly he's the main one of the main reasons I did that, because I wanted to. And I've shared this before, but just to recap, I wanted to. We had sort of lost a bit of touch after I moved up to Oregon, and whenever we did talk, though, we always would talk about movies. So I decided to. I decided to say, hey, do you want to do a podcast where we talk about movies? And so that would be me assessing my allies of, okay, who can I partner with? Because I noticed with my other podcast, even though Christy, my wife, would help me occasionally with it, it was hard for me to just have essentially produce all the energy for it. But with Paul for Retro Rewind, we're able to sort of share that energy and actually feed off one another. So that's very helpful. Lopain the Man says, I kind of asked the other night, but when streaming, how do you stay engaging to the audience? I feel like I'm boring to listen to, but I'm sure many feel that way at first. Oh, totally. Many feel that way at first, Lopain the Man. Especially when you're first starting out. First off, well, a couple things. First off, don't compare yourself with others. I'm sure you've heard that. And it's something that I constantly need to remind myself of, because I want to compare myself to others and be like, why can't I be as good as them? Or, man, I'm never going to be as good as XYZ person. Whoa. But that really doesn't serve you at all. It really just serves as a discouragement. You can certainly look at what other people are doing, like, oh, you know what? I would like to incorporate that into what I'm doing. Like this whole idea of doing streams, pods, and God came from me watching another streamer called, his handle is Lono, but his channel is called Say No to Rage. If you're interested in watching some stream Destiny 2 in particular, I would suggest him. Again, that's Say No to Rage. But he used to do these Twitch tips videos, and I just loved them. He would do this whole format where he'd have a topic, he'd discuss it, and then do Q&A after. So that's totally getting off topic, though. Anyway, trying not to compare myself to him, but trying to find something that, I could do that. But as far as what to talk about, and I was saying this a little bit in the last stream, but it's really... I find when no one's in chat, like especially when I'm starting off the night, it's unusual for anyone to be here right when I start. So what I'll do is just burp into the microphone. That's beautiful. No, what I'll do is I will narrate what I'm doing and just talk about it, or even talk about life. Let's see. For instance, I'll talk about, let's see what happened today. So today I didn't go anywhere really. I work from home, so I don't go a lot of places. But last night my daughter woke up in the middle of the night. Okay, and it was one of those where we didn't want her to wake up our son, because they share a room. And so we're struggling because they're in the same room. She's screaming, and we had to put them back to sleep. Eventually, we get them back to sleep. And then I go in, and I'm like tossing. I feel like I'm tossing and turning in bed. And I just can't get to sleep. I feel like I'm not sleeping at all. And I look at my watch, and an hour has gone by. And so it's like, okay, I guess I was sleeping. But it's one of those where it's like, you don't feel like you're sleeping at all. It just feels like time's slowly going by. So that was frustrating. But that's, life of a parent. So just talking about life stuff, talking about what you're doing in the game. Like, I don't know what this gun does. It shoots ice blocks, apparently, which I guess is cool, but it seemed very ineffective when I was using it in the other place. Let's see. Lopain the Man says, follow up. So hopefully that helps you, Lopain the Man. But feel free, if you want me to expand on any of that, feel free to say, expand on that, Francisco. But following up Dale's question, does Paul do any other content outside of Retro Rewind podcast? So, short answer, no. Longer answer, not yet, I guess. He's working on writing a book, actually. Yes, I wanted this gun. Sweet. He's working on writing a book, and it's a Christian, like, sci-fi Armageddon story, I think. I think that's what it is. At least the last time we talked, that's what it was going to be about. So he's been working on that for quite some time, and that's his main project aside from Retro Rewind podcast. So I assume once he finishes that, I'm totally ready to totally push hard all his book when on the podcast and through the stream and wherever once he has it written, because that is like a big intention from the start. Like, oh, you're doing this and you're writing a book. Okay, well, as soon as your book's done, we'll push that hard and it'll be a great platform for it. So no, as far as I know, he doesn't, though he does manage the Facebook group, and that's been a big help that he does that. But in terms of just content on his own, I don't think so. Dale, how long did it take for the two of you to click or to get or to come together to make it happen? Well, to make Retro Rewind, it happened pretty quickly after me and my wife had our prototype episode. Am I really done in this section? Oh, yeah, I guess that's it. Okay, boss time. Not feeling great about that, but okay. Okay, at least it's Bullet Twins, I suppose. After me and my wife did a sort of a prototype episode, then me, my wife, and Paul did the podcast. And, I mean, it is, you could tell it's like one of our first podcasts, but I still feel it didn't really take us much time to click because, and we've been best friends since college. So that helped. That it wasn't like I was doing a podcast with someone I wasn't really familiar with. Whoa, look at those I was gonna say, look at that pro dodge work right there as he slams me with his head. Not fair, dude. I was doing great until you did that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so it didn't take very. Thank you, Christy. It didn't take very long because me and Paul were best friends. So, clicking wise, I think it took, I'd say, in terms of finding our groove, like to the point where, you know what, if he saw, oh crap, Francisco is struggling with something on the back end, trying to get the stream to work. Okay, well, I can take the initiative to help prep the guest while he's figuring that out, so we can get started sooner. That didn't happen until I'd say when we were in the 50s of the podcast, episode 50 and on. But as far as just conversing, it didn't take long at all. The great questions, guys. I really appreciate these questions. Oh, and Christy has a question. You'll have to come closer, though, for me to hear you better. Yeah. And you're not going to be rude. It's fine. Next time I'll be more prepared to just have it so that I died. To have it so that the headphones are set up for you, but no, that's fine.
All right, I don't have any headphones.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Here, I'll give you the remotes. So you'll be seeing Royal Pains or NCIS or something in the background. Hello, can you hear me now? I bet you can hear me now. Wah 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 wah. Thank you for saying something, hon. Yeah, thank you for saying something, Dallas. Okay, here's a funny thing. The phantom power button is right next to where I unplug the headphones. So when I unplug the headphones to give them to Christy, I hit the phantom power button, turning it off, thus making my microphone dead. So be aware if you need phantom power, make sure that's on. Pro tip from a highly professional podcast / streamer over here. Wow, I don't even know where I was when I guess that whole thing, that whole answer you didn't hear after I. Wow. Okay. Let me try to go back, summarize Lopan the Man's question about niching down movie podcasts. Okay. In short, I don't remember a lot of movie podcasts when we first started. We thought doing movies that were in our library already, like older movies, would be easier to get, less expensive to watch, and we'd be able to provide value to say, hey, these movies, these older movies, they're worth your time today, or they're not. So that's, I think, why we landed on the movie, doing a movie podcast and video games. Same thing for video games. So I expounded a lot more. We'll go with that for now, since I'm woefully behind. You guys are awesome and giving me so many questions to answer. Okay, Dale, did you use stuff like camera, microphones, computer that you are using now? We used an iMac. I'm using a Mac Mini now, but we had an iMac when we first started. We had a smaller mixer. We had my microphone. Paul had a headset microphone. He didn't. If you listen to our first 20 or so episodes, he did not sound that good. I ended up buying him a microphone so he could sound on par with me, but he didn't really get to the same point. Well, no, he was fine, but then he was having issues with the USB connector, and we eventually had to get him a little mini mixer that sort of put the got the microphone XLR into the computer via USB. Anyway, so we didn't have the same equipment. We had less equipment. We've upgraded as we've progressed. But good question, Dale. For him. Oh, okay. Now you guys are saying no audio. Okay, and you're punching me because there's no audio. What's that you say? Hey? Game audio only. Look down. Wish I could read this. Yeah, okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, welcome back, dude. Yes. That was a practical lesson on what not to do to be engaged in your stream, right? Exactly. Don't do that, Lopan the Man. When you're streaming, don't have your audio muted. Definitely not a good idea. Wow. Oh, but did I give you any? I'm curious. Did I give you any more insight on what to talk about, Lopan the Man, for your streams? I also love hearing. Since you're streaming Dragon Quest 11, I don't know much about Dragon Quest in general. So I love hearing like your experience with it, your memories. So if you have a history with the game you're streaming, just talk about that. I find that very interesting. And I think a lot of gamers find that interesting, and that can give you connection points. Like, oh yeah, I remember back with when I played this with my brothers, we saw this same type of monster. Oh, the funny story about that. When I was playing, he was watching me, and he said, hey, I think you should do this for that. I'm like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Don't tell me what to do. And then I kept struggling with this boss, and eventually I did what he said, and he was like, haha, I told you. Stories like that. Both where you bring in maybe past family, and so you can connect with people that also have maybe brothers and sisters, or stories where like that where you're kind of foolish in a way people can connect with. Oh man, I've done dumb stuff like that. So you're essentially, maybe a good way to put it, Lopan the Man, is you're talking through things, you're putting out things, sort of seeds of connection. Things that people can connect with, because anyone can put on Dragon Quest and just let's play it, just like sit there and do like, yeah, that's weird. But just talking. But if you're talking about, oh, geez, look at this. I love this treatment of this panel. I wish I had stuff like this in my house. I have those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're like Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles illustrations or prints. Those are pretty cool. Oh, you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too? Yeah, and you sort of just go off on that. Or, oh, last time I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it was the older cartoon. I don't really like this new Nick cartoon, or I really like this new Nick cartoon. It's essentially just trying to keep flow of thoughts going. And yeah, if they can connect back to you personally on a personal level, I think all the better. Oh, should I you can still hear me, right? I hope so. Look at the man. Okay. DL. Assess access to voice is number 5 on my list now. Yes, you had assess your passions, assess your skills, assess your resources, bonus, assess your allies. Yes, now number 5 is assess that you have sound. That people can hear you. Because if no one can hear you, it doesn't matter what you're saying. Oh, goodness. Amen. Hype. I like those emotes, Geek Devotions. Where are those from? Let's see. Low Pain the Man. Totally. I'm going to try that. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad that gives you something to work with. Geek Devotions. Reading the text on screen as if you're the character is also a fun thing to do. Oh, yes. I do enjoy doing that. Though games like this, Enter the Gungeon, there isn't much text on screen. And I think games like Dragon Quest, there's a lot of characters, and also most of them are voice acted. I think might be able to turn that off. But that can, if they're voice acted, that is tricky. Because I find I'm less engaged with when someone's streaming a game when it's voice acted, because I watch a stream. I want to hear about the streamer. I want to hear from the streamer. I don't really want to just listen to the game audio. I think, though, that's probably different tastes. Some people probably do want to just go to a stream to just really experience what the game's like because they can't afford it, or they can't buy it right now. It's for a system they don't own. Lots of reasons. So that's more, I think, Francisco's taste. So maybe don't necessarily go by that. But it's just something to keep in mind. Ooh, oh, cool. Nice. I finished that quest I had. But yeah, that is a good idea, Geek Devotions, if the game suits it. I remember I did that a lot when I played. Maybe I should play it back through again. It's been a long time. When I played Cave Story, when I first started streaming, I tried to do a consistent voice for all the characters. There's not so many in that one that I was able to do it, but it was a challenge. Low Pain the Man. Another question. When you see viewers lurking but not chatting, do you say hi or talk to them or wait for them to engage? This is something that's been tricky for me, and it depends on what I'm using to see if I have viewers. Like, if I'm using my phone, which I can't right now, unfortunately, but if I'm using my phone to see that I have viewers and I notice that, I don't call them out or say, hey, welcome to the stream. I will take that opportunity to sort of recite what the podcast is about, what the stream is about. Like tonight, if I notice a jump in viewers or a raid or something like that. Oh, hey, welcome to the stream. Tonight we're playing Enter the Gungeon, talking about practical ways to become a content creator. If that's something that's interesting to you, I definitely leave questions in the chat. Otherwise, welcome for being here. If you notice a big spike that's if you notice like a big spike in viewership, which can be relative. Like if you're just starting off and are streaming to 0 and you see 3 people all of a sudden, I'd say that's a decent spike. That's like a 300% increase. I don't know, something like that. But I wouldn't call out viewers individually, and definitely don't be like, hey, you know what? You can chat if you're watching. You can chat to me and ask me anything. Most people know that, so that's almost like you're fishing for them to interact with you. And some people just want to watch. Like, especially if I'm going to a stream that seems somewhat interesting, but I don't know anything about the people. I don't know if I'm going to like it there. I usually don't want to chat because then I feel almost an obligation to stay, because I feel bad to say, hey, how's it going? And then they start talking to me and interacting, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go do something else now. This isn't really my thing. I feel bad because I don't like just like leaving. I tend to like to say goodbye, but So I wouldn't call out individual lurkers. If you see, but yeah, if you see a big swath of people come in, that's a good time to sort of go over what your stream is about, what you're doing, stuff like that. Great questions though, guys. Geek Oceans, thanks. Someone gifted me a month subscription for Pastor Susie. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yay. I did some of it with Mr. Shifty. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, you mean the voice acting, I think? Or voice reading the voices? LOL, I straight up call out lurkers. Well, that can be your style, Dallas / Geek Devotions. Sometimes I scream into the microphone, love me, love me. That was a joke, by the way. No, I don't think it was. I think you're being serious. Why so serious? There's nothing here. I want a gun, dude. Give me a gun. Why don't you give me guns? Oh, there's plenty of rooms in here still. Go find a gun, Francisco. You want a gun, you gotta work for it. Just give me a Pepsi free. Not gonna give you Pepsi free, you gotta pay for it. What movie is that from, guys? I'm sure you can figure that out. That's a pretty easy one, in my estimation. And that's the estimation that matters, right? I don't know if I want to take that chest yet, because I only have one key. So awesome questions. I think if there's any others, I will answer them. I'll take 2 more questions. I'm going to switch back to the other screen so you can see the awesome gameplay, because that's why you're here, right? My pro Enter the Gungeon play. What is this? Ring of miserly protection aids the fiscally responsible. Oh, okay. So this gives me lots of hearts as long as I don't buy anything. I guess that's helpful. Dale, I'm just glad that you interact with your audience despite that what major events you may be experiencing in the game you are playing or doing pixel art. Thank you, Dale. I really work to try to do that. I that's my favorite part about this is getting to talk to you guys. I like playing these games, but that's not why I stream. If I just want to play games, I would just play games. I love getting to talk with you guys and interact with you and get to know about you and tell you dumb stories about me and be silly. I really enjoy that, and I'm glad you guys enjoy that as well. But thank you for calling that out, Dale. I appreciate you saying that that's something you appreciate. I appreciate the appreciate. Geek Devotions. I'm so serious because the new Joker here we go is way better than anything that the trailer park. I wish I was a London punk Joker from Suicide Squad, LOL. I think you're ripping on Jared Leto's Joker. It was a little hard for me to parse all that, but I'm pretty sure you're digging in Jared Leto right there. I ain't got 30 seconds, whether it's on Mars or Earth for you. I think is Jared Leto 30 Seconds to Mars, or is that different? Is he a different band? I don't remember. If it is, that was a great joke. If not, never mind. Lope and the Man. Thanks so much for all the tips tonight. Sorry to steal all the questions. Psh, stop with that. You didn't steal anything. I love that you asked so many questions. I love getting to answer all those. This would be like, if you guys didn't ask questions, this would be kind of lame. So I love that you asked all the questions. And Geek Devotions, I will be posting, since you came after I did my main segment block. I mean, I know you don't need to start becoming a content creator, but in case you want to watch, I'll be posting that to YouTube in the next couple days, or you can watch the replay on Twitch. But no, guys never feel like you had to apologize for like hogging the chat, unless you're just telling. If you're chatting about, hey, check out my stream, aren't I great? I mean, by all means, go check out Lope and the Man's stream. Go follow him so you can watch him play Dragon Quest. Definitely follow Geek Devotions, because he beat Mr. Shifty the other night, and I'm gonna die because I'm not paying a lot of attention. But he beat Mr. Shifty. So go check out the things they play after their Tuesday night Bible studies. Definitely want you guys to be able to promote yourselves. But if you become annoying about it, then it's like, okay, enough. Enough is enough. But just, I mean, that's what this tonight's about, is asking questions. So by all means, don't feel bad about asking a lot of questions. Can I be more emphatic? Geek Devotions. Do you play through games outside of the streams? Oh yeah, like Into the Breach. I played so much. So I've probably streamed more hours playing Enter the Gungeon. And I have about, I want to say, between 35 and 40 hours of playtime of Enter the Gungeon. And I've had it since last Christmas. As a comparison, I got Into the Breach for my birthday this past August. I have about 80 hours in that game. I have not been streaming all that. I just love that game so much that I play it a lot. What is this guy? Is he anything? Oh, it just says statue to break. Great. That's fantastic. So yes, I definitely play games outside of this. I try not to play my SNES Mini outside of streams, mainly because I'm trying to save all my experience, my playing of those games on for stream, since that's what SNES Quest is about. But we'll see if that changes as I get into games where I don't have any experience with them, especially if they're taking a long time, like Final Fantasy III or Secret of Mana. I worry about those taking a long time if I don't play off stream, but we'll see. Some places let's see, Dale. Some places I have been don't seem to acknowledge the chat. Yeah, and especially if people get super, super big, like streamers that, oh, darn it, I lost that because I bought something. Totally forgot about me having that item. Oh, well. I need to open these chests, man. Can't help it. Yeah, if there's a lot going on in chat, well, if there's a lot of people in chat and they're only able to respond to some people, it's hard. It's hard to, if you see this waterfall of text, it's hard to read every single thing. But if there's like very few people in chat, or there are a lot of people but they're not responding to anyone, if it's a pro gamer and it's just people that are there to watch pro level play, that's one thing. But if it's just Joe Schmo like me, I feel like there's no excuse for that. You should be interacting with their chat. Otherwise, just go record a Let's Play. But I'm not judgy. I'm not judgy at all. I agree with you, though, Dale. Geek Devotions. Indeed, I was. Sorry, splitting up my attention between here and a video project I'm working on. No worries, Geek Devotions. Indeed, I was what? Oh, are you referring to the whole typing the Joker thing? Yeah, no worries. Alope and the Man. This was for us noobs. Yeah, Geek Devotions. You don't need this. But in case you do, you're welcome. I mean, everyone needs a one-on-one class sometimes. Sometimes I'll watch or listen to... Actually, for podcasting, I don't really listen to beginning podcasts anymore. But for streaming, I still will go back and if someone has a new beginning guide to streaming, sometimes I'll watch that on YouTube because there's things I can learn that I may not know. Geek Devotions. I have a few story-driven games that I want to play stream, but I feel like that would take a long time if I don't play off-stream, like Chrono Trigger and Assassin's Creed. Yeah. Oh, should I Bob Ross it? Oh, wait. You're upset at Bob Ross for not responding. Okay, if you're ever... I am follow Bob Ross. I do like watching The Joy of Painting sometimes. But it is really funny when someone will go in there and say in chat, Bob, why aren't you responding to me? I asked you a question. What's the deal with that? And of course, he's dead. It's a rebroadcast of a guy that's long gone. So it's funny to see that. So I think you're kidding. I imagine you're kidding. Dale the Kidder. Oh yeah, Geek Devotions. Bob Ross is on Twitch. Totally. Yeah, it's just joy of painting. I think they do pause occasionally, but yeah, it's pretty much 24/7. And also, Twitch Presents is like a 24/7 always on channel. And I think currently they're streaming Pokemon. They were streaming old Doctor Who for a while, but then now it's just Pokemon, it seems. Like Pokemon, the animated series. Yeah, okay. You're just playing around. Phew. Okay, so awesome questions, guys. This has been awesome. Thank you so much for all the questions. I really appreciate each and every one of them. I'm going to switch back to the other view so you can watch.